Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. The suspect apprehended for smuggling 29 illegal migrants through Croatia has been processed by the Zadar Police Department and transferred to the Karlovac County Prosecutor's Office. Commenting on this latest case of human trafficking, Interior Minister Davor Božinović said that new migration routes represent new challenges for the police. The minister said he is in constant contact with the police of the countries in the region, adding that 3 months ago he called for the signing of a Frontex agreement with countries along the so-called Western Balkan route.
This agreement would mean these countries giving Frontex permission to deploy its forces, which according to the current plan means up to 10,000 people along their borders. This week I spoke about this with the Montenegrin minister, and I will discuss it with the Albanian minister next week.
President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović attended a special ceremony marking Osijek-Baranja County Day today. She once again touched on demographic renewal, saying that she will present her proposed measures on the issue to the public on June 11th. She added that she has still not been in touch with Prime Minister Andrej Plenković, but said she was confident the two would meet soon. The president also touched on the two pending referendums, one on changes to the election law and the other to repeal the Istanbul Convention.
My position on referendums in Croatia in general to referendums set in motion by civil initiatives is that I adhere to the recommendations of the Venice Commission, and that is that I do not involve myself in referendums. However, it is also my position that the will of the people must be respected. It is obvious that the citizens, by signing on to the two petition drives, have indicated that they want some changes, that they want to, in a way, shake up political life in Croatia and the political elite.
EU Funds and Regional Development Minister Gabriela Žalac was also in Osijek, where she commented on the president's recent praise for the most parties' legislative initiatives to reverse Croatia's negative demographic trends.
The president's support of most surprised me. I really don't know why she did that. I too expect open dialogue first and foremost with the government. And obviously the president should stand together with the government in the context of the measures we have laid out, especially when we are talking about Slavonia, Baranja and Srijem. The easiest thing to do is to criticize.
Meanwhile, the 11th convention of Most's Movement to Stay program was held in Sin today. Party officials presented a series of initiatives aimed at improving the lives of Croatian citizens, reducing youth emigration, and to help those who have left in search of better work to return. Most Party Chairman Božo Petrov also commented on Prime Minister Andrej Plenković's recent statement that Most was dragging Croatia decades into the past.
We can see that Mr. Plenković has mastered the ABCs of political bartering. We can comment on that, but I would instead advise him to get to work on dealing with all of the problems citizens are facing on a daily basis, which after all is why he was elected as Prime Minister.
A campaign blackout is in effect in neighboring Slovenia ahead of Sunday's parliamentary elections. During the final debate of the campaign on Friday night, the incumbent Prime Minister, Miro Cerar, said that he expected the next Slovene government to continue to pursue legal action against Croatia over its refusal to recognize the border arbitration ruling. Croatia does not recognize the arbitration ruling after Slovenia was caught in a material breach of the court's fundamental principles.
We are prepared to file a suit if the European Commission fails to respond positively to our letter. This is important. We thank all parliamentary parties for standing unified in this regard, and now we must, without yielding, strive to achieve implementation.
Croatia's oldest classic and antique car rally began at Europe Square in downtown Zagreb today. Some 1,000 cars and their crew participated in this year's rally, which started in Zagreb, passed through Vrbovec and ended in Križevci. Entries span from the 1930s up to the 1980s.
A market value doesn't exist. It all depends on how much you love this kind of thing. It's not overly expensive. My annual registration, given that this is an antique, comes to 1,300 kuna.
And taking a quick look at sports, Marin Cilic is through to the fourth round of the French Open after beating American Steve Johnson 6-3, 6-2, 6-4 today. Borna Čorić made a third-round exit after losing to Diego Schwartzman of Argentina 7-5, 6-3, 6-3. And now the forecast for tomorrow. Predominantly sunny and hot. Some afternoon cloud buildup in the interior will bring with it some localized showers and thunderstorms, especially in western reaches of the interior and along the Sava River. Winds will be mild in the interior with a mild to moderate westerly and northwesterly on the coast. The northern Adriatic will also see a southwesterly. Morning lows of 13 to 18 degrees Celsius inland, 18 to 23 on the coast, will give way to highs of 27 to 31 degrees. The three-day forecast for the interior calls for predominantly sunny and hot weather. There is a chance of localized showers, especially on Tuesday, when there is also a chance of some heavier downpours. The coast will see much of the same, predominantly sunny skies with a chance of some localized showers, especially on Tuesday. Southern Dalmatia is least likely to see any precipitation. Expect mild to moderate winds. And that wraps up the news. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night.